folks? Welcome back to BEGTV. Okay, today we are going to be breaking down the Adams County Champions League preseason rankings. Okay, the draft is over. There have been some early trades that have already settled, and we're going to be breaking down every team. We're going to be looking at each unit. And last year, folks, we went 5 for 6 in our preseason picks. Folks, if you are looking to have your fantasy team and league recapped, email us at zach@beaverenterprisegroup.com, and I am happy to put together one of these recaps for you and your league. But before we get into the final rankings here, there are a couple burning questions in this league this season. So some of our burning questions going into this year. First and foremost, is Jared smarter than we all think? I don't know. I mean, by drafting all of these Ravens gives him a win-win scenario, okay? If he wins the league with these Ravens players, I mean, he wins the league. If he doesn't, it's criticism season for the Baltimore Ravens, folks. That's burning question number one. Number two, are Cole and Jordan collaborating, or are they both too close to the trees to know how to put a team together for an entire season? Okay, we've had I call this strategy season, folks. We had some very unique strategies in the draft. We had a running back strategy out of Jordan. We had a wide receiver strategy out of Cole. We had a tight end strategy out of Jared. We had a QB1 strategy out of Ty, going Mahomes, and we had a Steelers strategy out of our defending champ, Jed. If you're going to go with an offense, I don't know if the Steelers would be the one I would go with. But hey, who am I, dude? Jed's our defending champ. I am owed 50% of credit for that. But moving on with our burning questions here, number 3 would be, will the defending champ's Steelers strategy pay off? We already alluded to that with Jed. A lot of Steelers on that team. I don't know how many points that offense is going to put up. Next question, week 1 is rivalry week. Will Shane make it to next season now that he is Zach's new rival? My new rival. If you look in the past rivals have been Pat, didn't make it to the next season. Tim, last year, didn't make it to next season. Will Shane be able to survive this whole entire season? I doubt it. And along with that, would this entire league quit if I ever won the championship? Answer to that, probably. 2 final ones, folks, before we dive into it. With Austin now in the league, who will win the battle of the brothers? Okay, we have the Benetars, we have the Beavers, we have the Reynolds, we have Jed and Ty. A lot of brother combos here. Who will win the battle of the brothers? And finally, will Nordine or Gary change their lineups at any point this season? That would be nice. That would be nice, folks. But on to that. Those are the burning questions this year. Before we get into the rankings, as we all know, there's 2 units that are way more important than other units. That's the running back and that's the wide receiver room. And mainly because there's more starting spots for those. So I have broken down the running back room and the wide receiving room rankings. And we'll go down. First, we'll talk about the running back room. Okay, we already talked about Jordan going running back strategy. Well, here is how I have ranked these running backs. Okay, if you're a top 7 running back, you're a 3-star. If you're a top 16 running back, you're a 2-star. If you're a top 32 running back, you're getting 1 star. And I went down and I ranked every team by how many stars they have in their lineup. First, Jordan with the running back strategy has seven running back stars. So Jordan really going with the running backs. Let me go down he's got Ramondre Stevenson on the Patriots, Bijan Robinson, Everyone expecting him to bust out. Then Rondell White and James Conner. James Conner, I'm not so high on. And then he's got Tank Bigsby on his bench. So you love that running back room, but what did he have to sacrifice in the wide receiver room? We'll find that out next, folks. But then we have our 6 stars. Jed, Drew, Nordine, and Shane all have 6 stars in the running back room, okay? In a league that's 14 deep, that's a lot of stars in your running back room, folks. So after that, there are no 5-star running back rooms. Then there's 4-star, which is Corey, Kareem, Ty, Jared, Zach, and Austin. Basically, I feel like you got to have a minimum of so many stars in each one of these rooms to make yourself a championship contender. Or do I? I don't know, because then we have 1 star. We have Garrett and Derek. And then at 0 stars, the wide receiver strategy, Cole, at 0 stars. Not sure. We'll find out if you can win a championship with 0 stars in a running back room. Mind you, folks, this league starts 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex positions, and 1 defense. So there is your running back room, and moving on to the wide receiver room. So the wide receiver room star rankings. How did I rank these wide receiver room rankings? Okay, you got 3 stars if you're a top 14 wide receiver. You got 2 stars if you're a top 32 wide receiver. And if you're a top 64 wide receiver, you got 1 star. That's how we came to our wide receiver room star rankings, folks. We talked about Cole, who went the wide receiver strategy here. So Cole has 12 stars in his wide receiver room. And you would say, wow, that is incredible. You can start 4 positions. However, I put an asterisk there, folks, because Jerry Jeudy carted off the other day, and that is 2 stars. So if Jeudy is not able to go, that will actually drop Cole down to 10 stars, which would put him tied with Garrett and Derek for our next best wide receiver room now. Even losing Jeudy, dude, Cole with Amon St. Brown, Jefferson, who he traded for, Godwin. I don't know about Godwin with Baker, and then he has Jeudy. He started Sky Moore now in place, and that is not ideal. Both Garrett and Derek. I mean, Garrett's wide receiver room, he drafted Kupp and Garrett Wilson. Kupp at 11 and Garrett Wilson at 18. I cannot believe Kupp fell to 11, folks. But Garrett's wide receiver room is stacked. Along with Kupp and Wilson are Deebo Samuel. And he's got some long shots like Odell Beckham, Mooney, Claypool, Curtis Samuel, Osborne. So definitely like Garrett's wide receiver room. Real quick, we'll look at Derek's as he also is at 10 stars. So Derek went Diggs and A.J. Brown. Diggs at number 9 overall and A.J. Brown at 20. Clearly targeting the wide receiver position. Keenan Allen then. The number 15 PFF ranked wide receiver he's got at a flex. Then he's got T.J. Lockett. I love T.J. Lockett. So just 4 absolute studs. It might be the most stacked room in the league. That Jared's tight end room is pretty stacked with Andrews and Kelsey, but we'll see where he had to pay the price there. I like how Derek has all running backs on his bench too. So he's supplementing, going wide receiver strong with a bunch of home run or swing and miss. They may potential hitters there on the bench. Then coming in 9 stars wide receiver is Shane. Now, I don't know if you note, Shane very high on running back and wide receiver room rankings. Then 8 stars is Corey, Kareem, and Austin. 7, Zach, Jared, Jed, and Ty. 6, Drew and Nordine. And coming in with the worst wide receiver room in the league, folks, is Jordan. So very interesting. Jordan, best running back room in the league, worst wide receiver room in the league. Cole, worst running back room in the league, and best wide receiver room in the league. So again, we mentioned it's strategy season, folks. Very interesting strategies. But those aren't the only 2 rooms that matter. There's also the quarterback, tight end, and defense, folks. So along with that, we will, before we get into my final rankings quickly, I'll tell you ESPN's. All right, folks, the ESPN rankings here have actually Garrett at 1, Shane at 2, Jordan at 3, Corey at 4, Zach at 5, Kareem at 6, Drew at 7, Nordine at 8, Jared at 9, Austin at 10, Cole at 11, Jed at 12, Derek at 13, and Ty, who almost had a championship last year, coming in at last place in our ESPN rankings. However, we will find out these are not actually accurate. Interesting, our defending co-champs, Jed at 12, Ty at 14. I don't like them, folks. I don't like them. On to my final rankings. Now, I did make two, folks, last-minute changes in my rankings. And I'll tell you why. But coming in at first place this season, this may blow your mind, folks. It's going to be Gary. Gary has the best team. Okay, Gary, his team is absolutely loaded with home run hitters. I'm talking Lamar Jackson. I'm talking Breece Hall. I know they got Cook. I had Breece Hall last year before he got hurt. That boy was a stud. Kupp, Wilson, Kyle Pitts, Deebo Samuel. Oh, my goodness, dude. And he's got decent depth, okay? That decent depth is what separated Gary from our second place team, who I think actually has a better starting lineup, but zero depth, and that is, put y'all on notice, Shane, okay? Shane drafted Chase at number 3 and Jacobs at number 26. Now, here's the kicker on Shane's team. Josh Jacobs. Jacobs is the biggest question. Shane could go from potentially first to last in this league. I mean, if he just loses his number 26 overall pick, folks, that is devastating, and especially at a position like the running back position, okay? But he does have ETN there. I like his running back room. Jacobs at 7. If he plays ETN at 11, then Dameon Pierce. I like Dameon Pierce there. I like his running back room. Will ETN keep his starting job? I'm not sure. That also could be potentially detrimental for Shane, the first year kid here coming into the league. You hope for the best, but you know it's going to be the worst, especially because he has to play me for week 1. Is Burrow healthy? His first 2 picks, I'm not wowed about. Chase, wow, is Burrow healthy? Very Burrow dependent. And Jacobs. And we know, what's his name, in Las Vegas, McDaniels, he ain't playing around, dude. So, I don't know, a lot of question marks there and no depth. Best starting lineup in the league. Along with, so he's got Kirk Cousins. Hey, Kirk Cousins puts up stats. Jacobs, ETN, Chase, McLaurin, Ingram, Pierce, Michael Thomas, and the Bills' defense. But too thin to last the whole season, in my opinion, to win it all. Third is actually Corey, your commish. Corey, your commish, who went Hill at number 5 and Devontae Smith at 24. You like pairing up those wide receivers. That's a lot of star power there. And along with that, I mean, Madison and Javonte Williams, and we're waiting to see where Jonathan Taylor goes. Okay, that will be a huge swing factor for Corey's team. If Jonathan Taylor goes somewhere where he is the premier back, that could put Corey into a first-place team. I'm telling you right now, because he's got Justin Fields. That's a stat monster. Madison, who's now the RB1 in Minnesota. Williams in Denver. I mentioned Hill, Smith, and he's got Higbee. Higbee's the number 12 tight end. You like him. Pittman and Johnson. He's got Johnson right now in the starting lineup, but Taylor will be there. Decent depth. Corey coming in at 3. Fourth might blow your mind is actually another first-year kid. 2 of our first-year kids coming in the top 4. Unbelievable, dude. Making this league look like trash is Austin. Marlboro Reds. Now, big-time dependent on Burrow, as we previously mentioned. Austin shocked the world by drafting Tony Pollard at number 8. Now, you read some articles that say, hey, Pollard could be number 1 back. I don't know. I don't know about that draft pick. I think you could have, if you were that wild about Pollard, probably drafted someone else and traded for Pollard and got more value along with that. Now, I did love his second-round pick, Olave, at 21. He's very top-heavy. Burrows goes down. Pollard's not what you think. Olave, there is not a lot of depth. I do like Goddard at the tight end position. The Higgins-Burrow combo. You hope that pays off. But, Austin at 4, surprising. Coming in at 5 is B-E-G, baby. I'm talking me. CMC I got at 4. How CMC slid to 4, we'll talk about a little later. But that's a no-brainer pick. And then coming back around, getting DK Metcalf, okay? I also love Darren Waller as a boom potential tight end. They're the new kid in New York, smoking hot wife, Kelsey Plum. And he's got something to prove there in New York. Russell Wilson comeback year. Deshaun Watson, the 2 quarterbacks, both a lot to prove this season. Obviously, CMC, I'm supplementing. I got Mitchell in case CMC goes down. So I love that. Handcuff. Montgomery at 22 as your RB2. But then I'm a heavy wide receiver, baby. This is a PPR league. I got Metcalf, Ridley. I expect a huge year out of Ridley. Cooks and Thielen. Look at Cook's stats. Cooks always puts up stats, and Dak's going to be throwing the ball a lot. So, and Thielen, I don't know. I'm banking on something happening with Thielen. Also, Nino Collins on the bench and Mims. Look out for this Mims Jr. kid, dude, in Denver, especially with Judy going down. I've heard very good things. I think Mims is a sneaky Rookie of the Year candidate. Okay, so far that's our top 5. Our final playoff team is the final switch that I made, the last minute change. Now, it came down to the Benetars, Nordine and Kareem. Now, I look at these teams. I like Nordine's team better. I do. But Nordine, that's not the only factor, folks. Engagement is a factor. And Kareem is way more engaged. So even though Nordine has a better lineup right now, I'm putting Kareem ahead of Nordine to be our final playoff team due to his engagement. Okay, Kareem went Devontae Adams at 13 and CeeDee Lamb at 16. I like that. Hopefully Cam Akers pays off at running back. You hope. Hopefully Tua stays healthy. Is Dobbins the number 1 back in Baltimore? If he is, that's a difference maker. The Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb, and Njoku, and he's got Watson in Green Bay. I do think people are underlooking Watson in Green Bay, currently the number 21 ranked wide receiver on PFF. He has Mingo in there. That's a mistake. At his flex, could be either Elliott, Gallup, Renfro, and he's got Kamara after he comes off suspension. So if he can weather the early season storm, which I think he will, Kareem is our final playoff spots. So to go over our final playoff teams, it's number 1 Gary, number 2 Shane, number 3 Corey, number 4 Austin, number 5 Zach, and number 6 Kareem. Okay? Congratulations to our playoff teams, folks. Then on to the other rankings. Okay? Nordine, you almost made it. You have depth. Went Derrick Henry at 6. Is this year he falls off? I don't know. Mixon at 23. Absolutely love Mixon. I love Dak Prescott as a stat monster. Christian Kirk. I love Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, so I think he's going to be a stat monster. Pickens and Harris. I like Pickens. I had Harris last year. End of the season did come on, so you hope that will continue for Najee. Then Jacoby Myers at his final flex. Almost, man. Almost, just not quite enough for your favorite stepped ahead, Nordine. Then Ty. I have Ty, okay? Ty, ESPN has him last. That's wrong. Ty has the 8th best team. You love Patrick Mahomes and Nick Chubb. That combo right there, I don't care. This is our quarterback strategy 1. I don't hate it. And not to mention, dude, now he was not great in our running back or wide receiver room, but was mediocre, was good enough. And if you look at the quarterback, tight end, and defense room, number 1 with Mahomes, number 5 with Kittle, and number 2 with the Eagles' defense. This is a team that, if there's a team that I think has potential to make the playoffs that I did not, I would say Ty. Ty is that sleeper team. Went Mahomes at 12 and Chubb at 17. Had a championship absolutely stolen from him last year, which is ironic because he is a police officer. So you thought he would maybe fight a little harder for that. But he didn't. So you're not making playoffs, Ty. You got to fight harder. Okay? Coming in at number 9 is Derek. Derek, he is going to bounce back a little bit from last year. Went Diggs at 9 and A.J. Brown at 20. He's got a great, potentially the best room in the league is his wide receiver room. And if you pair that with Justin Herbert, you say, dude, how can this guy not be a playoff team? Well, Miles Sanders, and then he's got the Redskins running back room. Commanders, whatever. With Gibson and Robinson. I don't know. I'm not wowed about that. I don't like Carolina to score points with Miles Sanders. I don't like Washington to score points. He does have Mozart on the bench, Singletary, Hubbard, Foreman. He's taking a lot of shots, baby, with running backs on the bench. But I think Derek overthinks it, along with 2 other people in this league that we'll talk about. But after Derek, coming in at 10 will be Jed. Jed, they have him 12th in ESPN. Not quite that bad. Now, I went back and forth with Jed's team, okay? He went Barkley at 10 and Aaron Jones at 19. Decent, good enough running back room and good enough wide receiver room. Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams, Drake London. A lot of good, not great. And that's why Jed's team is not higher in the rankings. His only pop-off player is Saquon Barkley. That's it. Jared Goff, yikes. Freiermuth, I do like Freiermuth, but what? Too many Steelers. Steelers defense. Freiermuth. Deontay Johnson, he'll probably be trading for another one. Pickett, he's got Pickett. My goodness, Jed. Not gonna pan out for you this year. You got lucky last year. You got lucky that I spotted you, okay? All right, now we're getting the funky donkey boys, okay? The strategy boys. Coming in at 11 is going to be Jordan, our running back strategist. His running back room. Ramondre Stevenson, Bijan Robinson, Ramon White, and James Conner. Love it. Absolutely love it. Best running back room in the league. You hope none of them guys get hurt, but he paid for it in the wide receiver room. 2 Cleveland Browns wide receivers, Elijah Moore and A.J. Cooper. Come on. That's it. Jack Smith and Jigma. Bateman, Campbell. Oh, dude. Just way too top-heavy. Now I'll say this. Jordan will make trades. So, along with Ty, potential to rise there. Next up would be someone he should trade with. That's Cole, our wide receiver strategist, who went the other way. Now, I do love Lawrence, but his wide receivers, St. Brown and Jefferson, could finish 1-2. Just being honest. They could finish 1-2 at wide receiver. Then he's got Godwin. Again, it's the Judy question, dude. We know he's not starting the season. Can Cole weather the Judy health storm? I don't know. Bijan Robinson at 14 and St. Brown at 15. You love that. You love that back to back. But I do love Lawrence. Lawrence, potential MVP candidate this year, by the way. And Broncos defense, there's just not a lot of wow there, dude. You got 2 players. Second to last is Drew, our top G. Hurts and Eckler. He went Eckler at 7. Okay, love it. Hurts at 22. Okay, hate it, dude. Hate it. He's banking on Gibbs getting a starting job in Detroit. Moore and Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown looks awful. He looks so slow, it's unreal. Zach Ertz at tight end. Ew, why do you have so many Arizona players on our team? Pachenko, Sutton. I'm telling you, Mims. Look out for Mims. Now, Sutton, I do. Now he's got Zay Flowers and Richardson, the quarterback in Indy. I like them as potential booms. Valdez Scantling, just he's weak. He'll have a great week, and then he'll have a 0 week. Ravens defense, very Hurts and Eckler dependent here, and outside of that, dude, not enough depth to finish this. And then we got the boy who totally went off the rails, Jared. I don't even know, Wilma. Okay, Kelsey and Andrews. Now you got a great tight ends. Sweet. What else you have? Aaron Old Rodgers. Kenneth Walker in Seattle. Okay. He's not terrible. Cook in Buffalo. Ooh. Waddle, the number 2, and your number 1 wide receiver on your team is the number 2 wide receiver on their team. That always smells trouble, folks. Gabe Davis, Smith-Schuster, Lazard. Yikes, dude. He's got a player, Kareem Hunt, on his team. Doesn't even play on a team, folks. So, wow. There it is. That's the BEG TV Adams County Champions League preseason final rankings. Last year we went 5 for 6. This year it's Gary, Shane, Corey, Austin, Zach, Kareem, Nordine, Ty, Derek, Jed, Jordan, Cole, Drew, and Jared. The strategies didn't pay off, folks. And Jared can make fun of the Ravens because he's finishing last. So until next time, thanks for joining us, folks. Again, you want me to do this for your fantasy league? I'd be happy to. Email me at zach@beaverenterprisegroup.com. Until next time, this is BEG TV.